Hello and welcome. We're back for another episode. This is the Alpha Nerds. Joining me on this glorious evening is Seth, the Guru Slycast. How you doing, buddy?
Pedro, I'm doing pretty good, man. I'm doing pretty good. Hanging in there.
Oh yeah, how's the keto going?
It's going good. Bacon tonight for a snack before I go to bed.
Nice.
That's my plan. I really only eat a few foods when I'm dieting.
Yeah,
Bacon, eggs,
very
steak,
nice.
chicken, pork chops.
Yeah,
That's
that's
pretty
pretty.
much it.
Yeah, it's solid. See me, I'm trying to work myself down to eating less a day. Like I eat under 2,000 calories and less than 30 carbs right now. I'm still trying to work my way down to
hmm
to the 20 range, but my body's like, hey, bro, whoa, hey, like we need to sustain the beast here. So I'm feeling pretty good. Though. I'm down 8 pounds.
Attaboy. Proud of you.
Yeah. So I weighed in Sunday and we're down 8 pounds. So, but as we know, the pounds usually fly off the first couple rounds of
Yep.
keto, then you plateau, and then you got to
Yep.
change it up. So for me, I still hit the steak. I hit the bacon as well, the eggs.
Nice.
But I also hit like the walnut butter. I hit the little bit of beef jerky, and then what I've been like addicted to is like hot Italian sausage in the
Mm.
air fryer. It's like my new addiction. I can't like.
You know what? You know what we did the first time around that I never got off of that I'll still do. I keep in the fridge at all times.
Mm,
Is the fucking the sausages,
yeah,
the smoked sausages.
yeah,
Throw them in the microwave if you're feeling lazy. That's how
yeah.
I get it done.
I agree, and yeah. So you know, I'm happy that I'm back on keto. It's weird because like the minute I did it, like my body felt great. It's like my body's like, I'm glad we're back. It's like us
Hell
doing
yeah,
keto for so long. A few years ago, like, I feel like it like changed my body composition where my body's like, dude, like this is our peak efficiency because I don't feel sluggish. I don't feel like a bag of ass every time I eat. I feel
Mhm.
great.
Yep. See, the thing is that I mean, I don't know. The viewers might not be interested, but here's the thing: is that when you're eating tons of carbs, your body just crashes immediately, and
Yeah,
you're always tired, and it's not good, man. And also, like a lot of these foods that you get, they're so packed with like nonsense. Like when we're talking about eating meats and stuff that your body's designed to eat. It's not designed to be packed with like sugars and preservatives. And I'm not gonna go into the whole GMO thing because I don't really believe it. But I will say is that when you're eating natural and you're eating healthy, you feel a lot better. And you know what the thing that amazes me most, Pedro, is that you think better too.
yeah.
You have your brain is more clear. I feel.
Yeah, no, I feel like I'm focused and like I said, and me because I have like long days, as you know, like I'm up early on the road and work, and then on the road back, and so my days are pretty full, minus the weekends. And the switch to keto has been like a lifesaver because again, like I'm like a machine. We're good. Um, so the only thing definitely got to mix in, like, got to get more waters in. Got to mix in a couple more
Yeah.
waters. I've been on. I've been drinking the stevia, which has been good for me because there's essentially nothing in it, and then the LaCroix, which again are just carbonated water. So I've still been getting the water, but I gotta get to regular water like I used to, and um, I, I've noticed that I've noticed as like you go back onto the keto. Like I tried to fast, and my body's like, we're not ready for a fast, buddy. We're not
Yeah,
there
you
yet.
got to ease yourself into it.
Well, I
Now, how
tried
do
to
you
do a
do
24 fast, and I was like, I got too hungry to think. I'm like, all right, I went 12 hours. It's fine.
now? How do you feel about or how do you handle the long commute? Do you just bring like a giant thing of water with you? Is that how you handle this, or do
Yeah,
you stop
I,
two or
I,
three
I,
places?
I usually bring drinks with me. Like I still have some body armor water that I still drink, and some Bang. So I usually pack that in my lunchbox, and because here's the key: like you want to drink water, but you don't want to drink too much where you have to stop and piss all the time because that's a fucking
Right,
killer.
right.
So usually I have certain exits where I'll slug a water quick because I know like I'm getting close to work, and then when I get in and park in the parking lot, I chug another water and then get in. When I get to my desk, after about 2 hours, I hit another water. I try to drink 8 bottles of water a day.
I see. I see. Very good.
Yeah, so yeah, we try to stay hydrated here.
Well, speaking of fasting, do you remember that? that one weekend where I just didn't eat for 72 hours just to
Yeah.
see if I could do it. Could never do it again.
Nope.
That was my one intense motivation.
Yeah.
Because the reason I did that was
Brendan Schaub.
because what?
Didn't you hear Brendan Schaub on like The Fighter and the Kid? He said it or
Yeah,
something
so
like that.
he was, and that was back when I listened to Flair and the Kid before they were like a bunch of idiots. That show has gone downhill immensely. But they were talking about how this Navy SEAL just does things to like just like prove that he can do it, and
Yeah.
how Brendan Schaub was like, I couldn't do it. I couldn't go more than a day. And I was like, I can go 72 hours
Yeah.
without eating for sure. And I fucking did it. And I was like, I was pretty happy about it because I lost, dude. I lost like 10 pounds when I did that,
Oh,
like
really?
straight up. Yeah, like you're. I just went into a massive fat burning mode. I'm like, all right, that was pretty cool.
Yeah. So for me, I've only made it, I've made it like 70 hours once and almost passed out. Um, I've tried it twice, and the other one I only went like 65. Like my body at some point reaches a thing where it's like listen, we got to get some fuel in here.
Yeah,
But like I was also like I didn't like. Did you work when you did your fast?
yeah,
I see,
yeah.
because I did
No,
too.
wait, no, I that was my weekend off, but I was like, I made it a point that if I'm gonna go through this misery, I'm gonna make it worth it. So that was when I was like walking miles around Lock Haven.
Yeah,
Like
I remember that. Yeah.
I walked to GameStop and bought a lightsaber and walked back. And that's a
What a
long walk.
visual.
Let me tell you what, that was a long walk. Um, but yeah, that was a good point in our lives. We did better when we lived together. We were able to
Yeah,
bounce off of each other's energy.
I agree. Yeah, because when I did that fast, I was also working and like doing counseling, and after a while, my body's like, listen, bud, like we can't we gotta get some fuel in us. Now, have you been mixing in the fish oils? Because that's also what I've been mixing in.
Nah, I don't do that. That's
Yes, yeah.
gross.
It's gross, but like it makes my body feel great. Like, I think I'm like 90% sure I like have arthritis, but like when I do the fish oils and my vitamin D and get it, like I feel great. My body I feel like
Right.
I didn't think I would ever say this. Like I feel like I'm 25 again.
Oh.
Yeah. So like I feel good. I feel real good. So
Well, let me
yep.
tell you what, Pedro.
Mhm.
I'm feeling awful right now.
Why is that, buddy?
Full of a massive amount of anxiety because although I am taking this staycation and I'm chilling and we decided to start the home buying process.
Mm.
So I don't know how much you know about this, but it is the most convoluted fucking mess of a process, and it makes me want to blow my brains out. So
Mhm.
when you go to buy a house, you have to first off you have to deal with the realtors, which like we use the term shady car salesman as a bad term. It really should be real estate agent, like shady real estate agent, because
Okay.
they're terrible because they get a commission off of everything, right? So they
Yeah.
want you to
So
pay as much as possible, and they
right.
want
Yeah.
you to
Because
compete
it's
against
money
the
in
other
your
vendors,
pocket.
right?
Yeah.
So and the thing is that it's a silent bid, and it's you're not allowed to know what the other people are bidding on a house. So I can't even be competitive with it. It's a shot in the dark, right?
Right.
So I can throw I'm throwing in my offer, and I'm being generous. I threw in 4 grand above asking, right?
Hmm.
But I don't know if the person is going to put 10 grand above asking.
Yeah, that's
That I'm
how it
bidding
go.
against, or there could be another person or all the people else could be putting below asking, but no one's allowed to know that information because the real estate agents want you to compete against each other as
Right.
high
Because
as
they
possible.
drive up the price. Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Now, how has the down payment portion gone for you? Is that like something you have to put a significant one down, or like what do you got? What do you got to work with? How's that been going?
No, I had the credit for a USDA loan, which doesn't require, which for a first time homeowner doesn't require you to put any money down on the
Right.
loan.
This
But
is in like the USDA. I'm trying to think what that is.
I don't know
That's
what USDA stands for.
oh, isn't that food? It's like agricultural.
USDA, United States Department of Agriculture.
Yeah.
Yes.
So are you getting a farm?
No, I don't know how. I don't know why. I don't know why it works like that.
Interesting. Well,
Um,
congratulations.
but yeah, I just double checked. It is a USDA loan. I don't know why USDA has loans. Anyway, um, So you're able to. I'm actually putting 3% down because it helped me.
Yeah.
But you're able to get no money down on it. But you still got to pay for all the fees and stuff. So I'm still walking in dropping 10 grand on my closing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh god.
That's daunting.
Yeah,
Now,
I'm just pulling it out of my 401k though because
I
I'd
gotcha.
rather have a house. So
Yeah.
that sucks because I'm gonna be losing half my 401k, but I'd rather have a house and then start putting in equity
Well,
for
yeah, because like house, like it's an asset, and you can start, like you said, building equity, and it's a really big building block. So I think I support it. I eventually, want to buy a house myself, but I gotta work out some kinks, like area and where I'm gonna be working. Still a lot of
Mhm.
unknowns here, so it's definitely in the life aspect, got to get some kinks worked out for sure.
Yeah, no, definitely. I just I was
Excited for
I
you though.
wanted to I need to get out of this apartment, right? It's too small. Me and Caitlin want to kill ourselves because
Yes.
we can't even walk through the house. We have to walk like wait. I have to stand aside and let Caitlin pass through, and then I
Yeah.
can go. Right? It's a nonsense, right? We have no room
Yeah.
to store anything. We got to get out of this stupid apartment.
Right. I mean, you've
Um,
outgrown it.
what?
You've outgrown it.
Yes, and um, we wanted to get one this year, but I wanted to wait for like the housing prices to come down and the interest rates to come down now, right?
Uh-huh.
But it's looking like it's going to be like 2 or more years before interest rates come down. So I was like, well, I might as well buy it now and I can refinance later. I'll struggle for a couple years with the high interest rate and high payment, but it's
Yeah.
whatever.
Well, if you both are working towards it, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
it's not gonna be as daunting, you know what I mean? That's
yeah,
what's nice about when when you aren't a scumbag and die alone, like you can kind of, work together. That's kind of the plan.
yeah, yeah. So
So, now I'm happy for you though.
it's gonna
That's
be cool.
exciting. Now, is it gonna
Yep.
be in your current town?
Yeah, it's in Lock Haven. It's
Okay.
actually closer to work. It's in
Closer
it's
to work.
a little bit. Yeah, it's within walking distance of work.
Oh wow, that's a
Um,
that's a fucking game changer, bud.
yeah, and I mean, I'm only 2 minutes away from work as it is, but with this, it's a straight shot down to work, so that's pretty nice. And it's got a backyard and front yard, so I can get a dog, and it's exciting. Hopefully, we get it. If not, we'll find another house.
When I did look in Lock Haven, there was a couple nice houses that I even like looked at. I was like, hmm.
Yeah,
So, but yeah. So that's awesome, buddy. I'm excited for you. That's exciting news.
yeah,
Look at us. We're so adults now.
yeah.
Oh man.
Not working at video game stores anymore. That's for sure.
No, no. Making a little bit more scratch these
Yeah,
days, eh?
for sure, bud.
um. So besides being a grown ass fucking man, what else have you been up to, bud?
In terms of hobbies, I've been playing Horizon Forbidden West quite a lot. Um, Still not sure how I feel about it. I don't know. Like I can give less of a fuck about like the upfront story about like the tribes and
Yeah.
Aloy and whatnot. I think the sci-fi story that goes on behind the scenes is a lot more interesting. Unfortunately, like I have to get pushed through the tribal stuff. Um, Other than that, it's fine. I'm still not a big fan of the attitude they gave Aloy in this game compared to how she was in Zero Dawn.
If you're
But
saying she
really,
kind of
Pedro,
sucks.
yeah, she sucks. She's like mean to everybody, and her motivations don't really make sense. I'm not really, I don't know. But other than that, I've played a lot of Final Fantasy VI, and
Oh, ooh, do
I'm enjoying
tell.
that quite a bit. Yep, I'm enjoying that quite a bit. That is something I just throw on when I'm at work. Steam Link it up on my phone, and um, just grinding that a little bit, and I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it more than I thought it would. Um, I think it's because I'm playing in these small, short blocks,
Yeah.
but I really like the story so far. I can tell there's some shenanigans with this fucking clown behind the scenes. So
Kefka.
yeah,
I
I'm
love it. I'm,
enjoying it.
I'm so I'm so happy that you're experiencing like truly the pixel Final Fantasies, because they're great fucking games, man. Um,
Pretty I will say this easy.
yeah, no, they're
I'm
not
finding
hard.
it
No,
very easy. Is that normal for Final Fantasy 6, or am I just an RPG veteran?
I think it's a combo of both. Like I think, like I never felt like I ever needed to grind in that game. But I also felt like once you get to certain areas, you'll need to be appropriately leveled. I'll say that. How far are you?
Um, the a bunch of the characters just went separate ways, just
Okay,
split up
okay.
the paths.
You're
So
you're
I'm still in the relatively beginning of the game,
you're
I
going for
think.
some fun. Have you met Saban yet?
Yes, yes. I'm
Yeah,
already past his intro part. One, I just completed the part where as Locke, you're sneaking around
yeah,
the castle grounds and stuff like that, and trying to get out. That was a royal pain in the ass. I
yeah.
fucking hated that level because I was like, I don't even know what to do. And then finally, I realized, oh, you got to steal the guards' outfits off of them, in order to pass different stuff. So I'm like, okay, and then it doesn't even tell you where you're supposed to go after that. So I had to look up a guide to be like, where the fuck am I supposed to even go? Because I thought it was gonna, move the story after I left the town and got out, but it didn't. I had to go back through the cave that I went through in the beginning of the game. I was like, all right, well, whatever.
Yeah, no, I really like Final Fantasy five, or not five. Yeah, I like five, but I like Final Fantasy six as well. Um, I need to play Horizon. I just like I said in the last show. I struggle to just like get myself into it, and I need to, it's like I have a block with games that I know that I like. It's weird. It,
I will say that it's time, Pedro.
yeah,
In 2 days,
yeah,
in which I have off all weekend, Persona 5 comes out.
you're back in.
I believe I am. I
All right.
mean,
So may I place a prop bet?
okay, let's go ahead.
All right. So my prop bet is you don't make it past the first palace.
What the fuck is this bullshit? All
So
right.
here's what my prediction is gonna happen. Right, you're gonna be into it. You're gonna do the first little section, right, and
Mhm.
then they're gonna hit you with the side stuff, and you're gonna try to go outside, and you're gonna forget, and the cat's gonna be like, nope. How about you go to bed, buddy? And it's
Yeah.
gonna be a slow burn, and then what you're gonna do is you're gonna just have a deep sigh, you're gonna be, and then you're out.
Yeah.
This is my prediction.
What? What I will tell you is that I'm gonna give it a solid college try, and can't decide if I want to play it for free on Game Pass
Mhm.
or if I want to get it on PS5, where I'm already so deep in the ecosystem, and I'm
Now
begging for any reason to play my PS5.
that's that's a little brutal considering. Don't you have the Royal? Yeah, you have the Royal, don't you?
What do you mean?
The Persona 5 the Royal.
Yeah, but the PS4 version, the PS5 version comes out, and um, you don't get an upgrade. There's no upgrade path.
Oh.
Yeah, you have to buy it full price again.
So what's new about the PS5 version of the Royal? Like what? Like why should I buy it?
Um,
Because I'm a Persona guy.
yeah, I think there's some extra content. Royal, um, Xbox. So it's it's upgraded for new consoles, so you get the high frame rate and resolution. Um, and it looked like to me from the trailer that they added in a few new animated cutscenes, probably from the anime that came out.
Uh
I'm not positive,
okay.
but yeah, it looks pretty good. And I've been waiting for a reason to play Royal. So
I remember when I was playing the Royal, I was like debating getting the platinum. Then obviously that dream died. Uh, just because I feel like I need the platinum on one of these damn Persona games. Like I'm such a fan of SMT Persona. Like I feel like it's like a little bit embarrassing that I have yet to like 100% one.
hmm
Because
hmm
but it's such a time sink, and that's the thing that's tough. Where when things are like a huge time sink, then you feel like I know we've been saying like we've been with the patient gamers, but like sometimes like that time commitment's like a fucking anxiety inducing. You're like, ugh, you know what I mean?
yeah. So what I'm looking at is people aren't positive if the new version for the new consoles is actually a lot better. The UI is upscaled to 4K, which is
Okay.
a lot nicer. It comes with all the DLC, um, and the high frame rate, of course. But um, yeah, I've been waiting for a reason to play Royal, and I feel like now is the perfect time. The next game I'm really looking forward to is God of War. I'm hoping to have Horizon Forbidden West, the campaign at least beat in the next day or two. So
So here's what scares me about God of War, right? And it's a
mhm.
good scare. I believe didn't that come out on Veterans Day?
um, let's see.
It's November 11th, right?
I've never. The only holiday I know is
Yeah, it's
November 9th
Veterans Day.
is when it comes out. Yeah, the only holiday I know is like Christmas and Halloween.
So Veterans Day is November 11th. It's a Friday, so that's a three banger for this guy. Like, because I have nights and holidays off, thank God. And so that's a three banger for me. So, what do you think's happening that weekend, bud?
I don't
I
know
can't fucking wait. Can't wait
what.
to just. I'm gonna be lost in God of War.
Oh, I got you.
Like I'm balls deep in there. Balls fucking deep. Make
Now
sweet nasty love to that game.
let's see here. In November on the 9th, yeah, on the 9th is only God of War Ragnarok. So you don't have anything else to
No,
compete with you
no
that week.
bullshit.
No bullshit. I am ready to trade hands with some gods. Let me tell you
Yeah,
that
that's what
much.
I'm saying. Like,
I'm ready to get in there and just fucking slam dunk.
right.
Square up, throw down. That's where we're at.
Thor's ready to catch this fucking smoke. It's been so long. I'm ready. So I'm definitely pumped for that.
Yes.
Do you have anything else you've been playing, bud? Before I get into a little bit of my stuff.
Let me see here. Mm, No, that's all. That's all I'm
No.
talking
So,
about.
I recently watched the new Halloween movie, and so
You went to theaters to watch it?
fuck no.
How did you watch it?
I watched it on Peacock, bud. You can stream it.
Oh, I did
So
not know that. I got to do that.
yeah, so when you can stream it on Peacock, and that's what I would recommend, especially for like kind of mid movies like that. Um, and I wasn't a big fan of that movie. I also wasn't a big fan of Halloween Kills. I actually thought both movies were pretty atrocious. But I had already invested so much time in that franchise. Like I got to see it to the end. I got to see how this ends. So that movie, if you like I say, if you have Peacock Premium, you can stream it. I would recommend it. Um, and it's just one of those things. Like I get a little bit of Season of the Witch vibes. That would be Halloween 3 for all you non-educated folk. So I don't know. Like, do you feel like with horror season, right? Like, do you feel like a lot of these movies coming out are just kind of shitty? Like, what's the
I
last good
think
horror movie you ever saw? Like that, like actually entertained you and not even scared you? Like, because horror movies don't yeah, they're supposed to be scary, but like
mhm.
if you enjoy horror movies, chances are those movies don't like cause you to feel any fear.
What I will say is that I feel like good horror movies are few and far between.
Yeah,
Okay. Now, as far as the recent years, I don't know. There's definitely more bad horror movies than there is good horror movies. The
yeah.
one me and Caitlin just watched in theaters was really good. Shit, what was it? God, I don't know. But it was something. Oh, Smile. Smile was pretty good.
Okay, what's that about?
It's about this virus that just makes people like see these hallucinations and monsters. Give me 1 second, Pedro. I gotta get these cats out of here.
Yeah.
All right, we're back. Sorry, my Chrono for some reason every once in a while he'll just decide he wants to like hunt the other cat, and the other cat was like he like jumped on my computer trying to get away from him. I'm like,
That's
all right, we gotta handle the situation.
it's also
But
that's awesome.
yeah,
Hunts his fellow feline for sport.
yeah, Smile is I thought that was a really good movie. and it has a twist in it that you're not gonna see coming. But like the marketing for this movie was fantastic. I don't know
Who
if you
who's
saw
in it?
anything
Haven't
about
even heard
this.
of this.
Let's see here. I don't think anyone huge. Sozy Bacon, Catlin, Stousey.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, no one
Yeah,
you know
okay.
of, right?
Nope.
But the marketing for it was amazing because the whole thing is that the monsters in this movie, they just smile really big and really creepily, right? So they had these actors like do all this stuff like on Good Morning America, stand behind like the window where all the people
Yeah.
are and just smile staring at the camera, or
Wow.
like behind home base on the MLB game. Um,
Oh, are
they
these the
were just sitting
people
there
like
smiling.
yeah, like creepily smiling? Because
Yes, yes,
because I was watching the one Met broadcast. They were playing the A's, and there was this lady in like a bright yellow shirt, just fucking. They're smiling like, and
yeah,
it went viral. Like I
yeah,
remember specifically it going viral. That's really crazy. That's a movie.
yeah. So that was the marketing behind it, and I was like, all right, let's check it out. I really liked it. Um, and then another one of my favorite horror movies is a Nicolas Cage movie. Surprisingly, it's
Okay.
called Colors from Outer Space. I think
Okay.
it's called. Have you ever seen this?
Mm-mm. Nope, never heard of it.
Nicolas Cage movies. Colors Out of Space. So this is a movie about this dude who moves into this new house, and a meteorite lands in the front yard.
Fuck.
And dude, this movie is so out of control and off the wall, and you're not gonna see how it comes. Basically, this like meteorite releases a color, and it's like a substance, and it drives humans insane.
Okay.
But it's a 10 out of 10 great watch.
All right. All right.
Um, Absolutely fantastic, and it has like this insane ending sequence to it that I really liked.
Okay.
I'm trying
Is
to
it on
talk.
Netflix?
Uh,
What streaming platform is it on?
it looks like you can rent it on Vudu. I don't know if it's on any streaming platform as far as like a subscription, but
Oh,
$2.99 on Vudu, $2.99 on Prime to rent.
okay.
Like definitely check that one out if you're looking for a scary movie. And then of course, like Cabin in the Woods is one of my favorite horror movies
Yeah,
as well.
I've
It's
seen
sarcastic.
that.
I love
Um,
Cabin in the Woods, dude. I
yeah.
think it's so good.
So yeah, like I said, watched the Halloween movie, and then I've noticed that it may be time with my Xbox because I fired up my Xbox, logged in the Game Pass, and I was seeing all the tweets about Scorn. I still haven't played it, but I went to go play it, and like, thinking like, oh yeah, it's for Game Pass. Like, my One X probably play it, and it's like it didn't give me an option to download. I'm like, that's interesting. So then, I looked, and it's like, yeah, you might want to stream this via the cloud, bud. I'm like, ooh, hold on, wait a minute here. So now I'm starting to see stuff on Game Pass where if you don't have the Series X or whatever it is, like you're not now you have to stream it via the cloud. Like you can't
Yeah,
um yeah, you can't just download it to your One X or like I've noticed. So I'm starting to be like, oh shit, get phased out here, buddy. We're getting
yep.
phased out.
But
so
time to get into the new.
yeah, so I'm like kind of trying to debate like what I should do. Like should I get should I get a Series X? Should I just get a Series S because I have a PS5? Like what's really the best, I guess, value for me?
Hmm. So you already have a PS5, right?
Yeah.
And you already have a medium range PC.
Yes.
So I mean, you can play all the Xbox games on your PC at higher quality.
Okay.
So, I mean, in my opinion, I would go with the Series S because then you can
Yeah.
just, you know,
Because like basically, like I'm a Sony guy, but like I also
right,
when Microsoft produces an exclusive, like I want to be able to play it. I want to be able to check it out. But I feel like if I get a Series S, like I'm done. Like I'm all digital with that game, with that console. We're all digital, but I do have Game Pass, so it's kind of like,
right.
So
What's the price difference between the two of them? I haven't even seen any Series X's.
yeah, you
Is it
just
like
don't see them like
because a
like
Series S is pretty cheap? I thought, right? They're like
yeah.
$250.
Let me look. Xbox Series S. They're 250. So
And
that's
then
pretty reasonable. And I think the Series X is like, what is it, like 499? I think, or 399, something like that.
it looks like on Microsoft's own website it's 550.
Yeah, that's tough. That's tough.
That's a
So
big buy.
yeah, yeah. Because I also like at some point want to upgrade my PC as well. Because I feel like
Hmm.
even I've noticed like even you said like, um, video cards are coming down and stuff like that. So I feel like that's definitely the upgrade to get made there. I'm still gonna
Right.
upgrade that rig. I'm gonna upgrade the monitor and stuff like that. So still got some work to do. But uh, I
Well,
good.
so right now I'm looking at upgrading my monitor too, right?
Yeah.
But I've made a solemn vow to myself. I'm
Okay.
not buying any more LED screens. If I'm buying a new TV or a new monitor, they're going to be
OLED.
OLED, right?
Yes.
So the other thing you got to take into consideration is that modern day TVs, their refresh rate is so high that they might as well be monitors. There's
Yeah.
really not that much of a difference, except for the fact that TVs have like filtering effects that they use for
Hmm.
enhancing image quality,
Okay.
and monitors don't. The monitors generally just display things as they take the data and display it. That's why the response rate is so good on monitors. But with modern day TVs, refresh rate's so high, and they have like game mode and whatnot. I'm thinking about just getting like a small OLED TV
Yeah, that might
as
be.
as a computer monitor, because that's what I mean. I play games on it, and I might as well, right?
Yeah, no, if you can get one that's like a good refresh rate OLED,
Yeah.
then yeah, I don't see.
And then like your like 60-inch OLED TVs, you can get them for like $1,200.
Yeah,
Which, in my opinion, I'm like, when you see them at like Target and you see the difference in quality of colors and stuff between OLED and LED, I'm like, there's no doubt when this TV dies, which I'm expecting it to soon because I can see the backlight already like coming in waves. I'm like, we're getting an OLED.
yeah,
So
I
that's where I'm
got
at.
you. Yeah, I respect it. I respect it. Yeah, I haven't decided what I'm gonna do with my TV because like it's a 70 inch and it's it has all the bells and whistles, but like it's not the right refresh rate and it kind of bothers me. Um, but
What are you rocking as far as refresh rate goes?
60 hertz.
So, I
I mean,
mean,
it's not a
you watch a lot of sports though, and that's a
yeah,
big deal in sports because like when you have a high refresh rate with watching sports, you can clearly see like a football or a hockey puck a lot
yeah.
better. I don't even know how those motherfuckers in the 80s did it. 80s and
No,
70s when they were watching like football on TV.
I just
I'm
thought
like,
they
how do
watched
you
sports.
yeah, how did you even see what was happening?
Right. So yeah, I got to see what I want to do for an upgrade, and but then again, like that TV I have down, like that TV that I currently have is like, it's like 2 years old. So I'm like,
Yeah.
it's one of those first world problems.
Yeah.
So last thing I've been doing is was fucking around with my Switch a little bit, showing it some love, and randomly one night I started playing Doom 64.
Oh, okay.
That game is so fucking satisfying, and it has no business being it. Like, so it's like a 3D but like 2D type graphics, and like there's no aiming. You just kind of when you pull the triggers, you just kind of like the guy just aims for you. And then like I found a chainsaw, and I was chainsawing my little 2D fucking guys, having a fucking blast. I'm like,
That's
wow.
awesome.
Yeah, so because really how I discovered it was I was like I checked the online store to see if like GoldenEye was out yet, and
Hmm.
like fuck, it's not out yet. So I'm waiting for GoldenEye pretty hard. But yeah, played Doom 64. I'm on level 3 a little
Nice.
bit, so played significantly into that, and then randomly I got the itch to like I got the sports itch, and
Hmm.
it's tough because it's like I hate it when I get into these moods because then like I feel like I dump a ton of time into sports games and it's like shit. So I'm like doing my NHL franchise mode, really, get my draft picks and setting up my roster for like I'm like making trades for like 5 years down the road, bud. So it's like
Nice, nice,
yeah,
nice.
so they're a fucking time sink, but they're so goddamn addicting, and that's all that I don't know. I just like because I'm in this mood where like sports are in full swing. Like
Hmm.
as we're recording this podcast, I got the Knicks game on. I watched hockey last night. Football over the weekend, watching Tennessee beat Alabama. What's up? And then there's the NFL, obviously. So it's just like a shitload of sports going on. So like that's kind of where a lot of my time's been going, just all watching all these sports and playing sports games. So gotta break that habit a little bit. Gotta break the habit. because
So
you mentioned
let me put you
albums
on
on that.
let me put you on to a game that I think you're gonna be absolutely into. All right.
Okay.
There's this game called Metal Hellsinger.
Okay.
Okay. It's a little unknown. It's got extremely good reviews on Steam.
All right.
It's a game that is like Doom, okay? But you do more damage when you fire your guns to the beat of the music that plays in the
Oh,
background.
that's pretty cool.
Yeah. So the description is slay to the rhythm of metal and vengeance on an infernal journey through the eight hells. Make them fear the beat. Metal Hellsinger is a rhythm first person shooter bursting with demons, badass weapons, and heavy metal music.
Not bad.
So that's something that I'm gonna give a shot here whenever I feel like taking a break from Horizon and whatnot, because I think that's a really really cool um, idea. Because you don't see very many unique ideas these days,
Yeah. No, I like that.
Yeah, and also I just saw you can pre-install Persona 5 Royal right now, so
My man. Yeah.
I
So
might
you
just
just
do it. I'll probably put it on Xbox. That way I can Game Pass stream it from anywhere. It doesn't have the hassle of the fucking Sony remote play. And I think Persona 5 is a good game to jump in and out quick for
yeah.
portable, That's what I'll probably do. I'll probably just pre-install it.
I support that. So that's all I've been playing. So now we gotta get fucking real, man.
Let's get real.
Yeah, we gotta get fucking real. So as a podcast host and as a show, I don't really think it's our identity to talk about like a lot of the main hot button like news issues because like they're way bigger outlets, bigger than us that will cover it. But um, this is specific to us because we talked about it last show about like some of these Twitch streamers, these cosplayers that are very predatory in the industry to
Hmm.
men who don't really get like a ton of attention. Granted, it's a give and take relationship, but like I think it's a tough look. Now, no sooner than we say that and put that out into the ethos, right? That
Yeah.
a Twitch streamer and a cosplayer and an OnlyFans model, her name is Amaranth.
Yes.
Amaranth.
Yes.
So apparently she went on stream and finally like came forward about the abusive relationship that she's in and shared text messages and like and then I guess he called her at one point on stream and was just like being a raging fuck and it and all this came out and like there were some people who were like disparaging like, oh, is this staged and all this other stuff, and I'm gonna be right here to say like we we had specifically said on last show like the number one thing you don't want to do is like invalidate how somebody feels about something. Like if somebody
Right.
feels strongly about whatever it is, right, wrong, weak or strong, like don't like you shouldn't invalidate them at within reason. So the fact that like this girl is coming out and like disclosing this abuse and showing like the messages, and then this motherfucker like then proves it, like how are we really going to sit there and then criticize like, oh, we don't believe you, this is bullshit? Because like let's say for argument's sake, right, let's say it's staged. Who in there, unless you're Logan Paul, who in your right mind is going to stage something like that? You know what I mean? Like that's fucking career
Well,
suicide. Like why would
the
you
I
stage that?
the idea I think people were talking about was that she was trying to regain, like she had fallen off and was trying to regain her position as like a media topic.
Yeah.
I think that's what people were trying to get at. That's the reason she would do it. The other thing that people were suspicious about was that the dude called in while she was streaming, and it was like people were saying like, okay, that's why would he do that? But at the same time, it's like, okay, well, no one. Amaranth has enough money.
Yeah, like, she doesn't need to do that.
No, that she doesn't need to have a publicity stunt. She
Right.
was talking about how she makes like $1 million a month or something like
Yeah,
that
she was.
on
Yeah,
Twitch.
like if you look at her pinned tweet, that she's like, it's not about money, it's about sending a message. It's like 27 mil in the bet in her account, whatever it was. Like,
Right.
she's made significant money on doing what she does, and so I agree with you. Like, I don't think she needs a publicity stunt. Like, I don't really think like that's. Um, I
The
just
one
I struggle to
the
see
one-
what she gains.
the one thing I am really concerned about this is that she came back 2 days later
Yeah.
and was like, she said specifically that her husband was out at treatment. He's away for like, counseling or treatment or
Yeah.
whatever. And that she has all the accounts back in her name and she has everything is perfect, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, that was 2 days ago.
Right. Like it's
This
that I
is a
can live
little
with.
fast. And my concern is that as the cycle of abuse victims go, that he convinced her to come on and be like, "Oh, no, don't worry,
Yeah.
everybody, everything's fine," and that he's still behind the scenes back there.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think personally, if I was her, she should have blown the whole top off. Should have said who, if she should have said who this husband was, and completely exposed him. Because the one thing she didn't do was like expose his identity.
Right.
Now her like full name. It's pretty public information. You could probably go and like look at
Yeah. See
like
if there's like a
marriage
marriage license
certificates
or
and stuff
whatever
like
it is.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, but if I was her, and I already took that step, you just got to put the nail in the coffin and be like, this is who he is, and this is because her not exposing his identity. And you know what? I'm not for doxing. I'm not about that life at all. But
Yeah.
like the thing is that she already took the steps in saying that he was controlling everything. By her not showing who he was, allows for what I'm scared of to happen, which is that because she's a victim of abuse, she was able to fall back into that cycle of, all right, it'll be different this time, type of thing, right? So
Yeah.
that's kind of my take on it. I don't watch Amaranth.
Neither do I.
Follow
Just
any I don't follow any streamers really anymore. I think the whole Twitch thing is super cringy. Um, and I do the number one thing I hate about like today's society. Well, not the number one thing, but one of the things I hate about today's society is like people taking advantage of other people, right?
yeah.
And I feel like this whole streamer culture takes advantage of lonely, sad people. It's the same reason I don't like strip clubs. I think strippers can very much be unethical sometimes.
I agree.
Um, because it's one thing for a dude to walk in there, right, and to look for some companionship and
Yeah.
want to like some socialism, not socialism, but like a socialize
Yeah.
with a woman, right, and pay money for that. It's another thing for a woman at a strip club or as a streamer to push attachment to
Yeah.
guys and to donate and suck more money out of their pockets, which is exactly what happens.
Right.
Um,
Yeah. And
I
like I
don't
said,
know.
I think it's a very predatory industry, and it sucks because like I don't know. It's because I never want to disparage people from like doing things to make money and then to gain capital. Like, who am I to tell someone how to, if it's legal anyway? Like, obviously, if you're like fucking dealing drugs, like you're an asshole. But like,
Right.
it's not like they're not paying taxes and stuff like that. But yeah, like I don't really follow any Twitch streamers either. But like, this is something that like came across my Twitter feed, and I'm just like, well, let me look into this. Like, what's going on with this? And then when I saw it, I'm like, that's brutal. Like that. Like, how
Yeah.
do you?
I mean,
I
for a while there, I followed Asmongold,
yeah, because
because I
he
thought he
jumped
was
over Final
funny.
Fantasy 14, right?
Well, no, I was following him before that because I thought he
Okay.
was really funny. He actually, when I was following him, said he would never play Final Fantasy 14 because that is a game for weebs.
Oh,
Um, but that's the only time I ever followed someone on Twitch really hardcore. I watched Moist Critical for a little while, I guess. Um, but dude, I listen. If you're out there, right, and you donate to cosplay girls or streamers or something like that, stop. Invest that money into yourself,
yeah,
and you will find this situation gets a lot better. Invest this money into therapy. Invest this money into a gym membership. Invest this money into a wardrobe. Anything. Better food. anything else, and you will find that your situation improves dramatically. Instead of getting quick fixes from a streamer that doesn't even know who you exist, or a stripper that doesn't even know who you exist, you're getting their
Right.
attention. It doesn't pay off.
I agree. But like sometimes they say the hardest investment is the one you make in yourself. Like that's like the hardest investment for people to do because like I just think like as a society like these days I feel like struggling with like self-confidence and like self-worth is like something that like is fairly common where I don't think it's just even like predominant in like women anymore. I think there's a lot of men in our age group and younger who generally struggle with self-confidence and body image. Like I really think it's something that like it's not just one gender, and like now that it's so prevalent where men don't really have any like I don't want to say self-respect, but I don't really know of another better word to say. Like, there's a lot of men who don't respect themselves enough. Like, I'm gonna go out and meet a partner and said, no, like I have money, I'm just gonna donate to this girl and get attention that I want. Like, it's definitely it concerns me because like on a societal level, like where are we heading towards like with the advent of like technology and like AIs, like are you going to be able to like program yourself a robot girlfriend? Like is that like what we're about to do? Like is that where we're heading?
I don't
And
know. I think. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
yeah,
Go
you're
ahead.
good. No, it's like that, you know what I mean? Like what happens when like 10 years down the road you have like, oh, this Twitch streamer now I can buy like a robot that looks just like her, like and make love to it. Like what you know what I mean? Like I just feel like,
I
10,
mean,
15 years down the road it's like a thing.
I can definitely see that being a thing eventually. I just want, man. Listen. I see it so much. Dudes throwing hundreds of dollars to get recognition from a streamer, and you know what? Honestly, sometimes it's not even women. Dude, did you see that viral video? I don't know if we talked about. Did we talk about this party
I'm
the
not
dude
sure.
got thrown out of last week?
And he's like, "Oh yeah, if I
Yeah,
donate this, can I stay?" Like,
this dude
yeah, this
donated $250 to stay at this party, and they kicked him out anyway. Like that is the reality of every single streamer. They don't care about you guys. I mean, now like sometimes there's an outlier, right? Viewers can become friends if they've been there since the beginning or whatever. But like, you're not gonna walk into Amaranth's stream, drop $2,000, and like be her BFF or boyfriend. It's not gonna happen.
right,
Um, and if you take that money and it fix your own issues, you can get a girlfriend that would actually pay attention to you and treat you well. I just It sucks to see, man. It really does. Like, because there's so many. Dude, imagine her making millions of dollars, a year solely
right,
based on lonely, desperate men.
yeah,
It's hard to see.
yeah,
And
but
I'm not saying like I discourage her from that, because she's making the money, but at the same time I think we got to have a moral check as a society, being like, what are we doing here?
agreed. I agree. So yeah, it's like I said, it's just tough because like we're seeing a lot of things that like you know. I feel like there's like abuse coming out rampantly now in like the games industry where it's just like, oh, this person's abusive or this person, and like we're so skeptical, but then like when it's actually going on, we're like, whoa, like you know what I mean? Like it's when you cry wolf, and then like something's actually going on that's fucked. It's hard. It's met with skepticism. I think it's just sad to see. So
Oh yeah, there's like a ton of issues going on right now.
uh,
You know what I was thinking
yeah,
about um yesterday, as I was out taking a walk? I was thinking about how in gaming, journalists are celebrities and they act exactly like celebrities, right?
yeah,
I just saw highlight reel of Ricky Gervais's, I think it was the Oscars or the Emmys or whatever he hosted, and he like called out all these fucking celebrities, being like, who are you to talk about the real world? You're as far away from the real world as possible. You don't know what the hell you're talking about. And then I realized, I was like, oh my god, game journalists are celebrities in the gaming world for some reason. For some reason, in the gaming space, journalists have become, or not just journalists, media personalities have become the celebrities instead of the people who create the art. We've lifted up the people who just give commentary about it. It's a very it's a very strange situation. I mean, think about like books, right? Like J.K. Rowling,
Yeah.
R.L. Stein, you like these like really famous authors. Um, and then like in movies, it's the same way. You get like directors and actors. No one in those other spaces is a journalist celebrity or a media person celebrity. But in the game space, we have these people who their whole job is to write about games, and for some reason, they've become celebrities over the people that actually have the credit in making the art. It's a very strange situation.
Yeah. I agree. I definitely agree. Um, so the other thing I've noticed that's been going on is I guess there was a Reddit thread or something. A former Rooster Teeth employee came out and again disclosed like interactions that she had with. I don't know if you remember Adam. If you remember Adam Kovic from
I know the name. I've literally never watched anything from Rooster Teeth.
yeah, so Funhouse used to be like Adam Kovic used to be a pretty predominant member of Funhouse, and a bunch of stuff came out where he cheated on his wife and was like sending nudes of himself up to fans or whatever it was. Like, so it was a scandal. So he ended up, he resigned. He got off the internet for a year or two,
What?
and then he
Who
recently,
fucking cares? Why, dude? I can't take it anymore.
yeah,
Why does someone have to resign because they cheated on their wife? I
that's the way the
don't.
games industry
I don't
goes.
get it.
I mean, the games industry is the only one like that because the NBA, like there just recently was a coach who like cheated with like some woman in the organization and they suspended him for a year.
What is going on? Why
It,
is it anyone else's business but the fucking couple? You
yeah.
know, like what? I do not get it at all. They're acting like cheating on. I mean, okay, technically, it is a crime to cheat on your wife.
Yes.
Technically, again, it's against the law. But it's one of those laws like no one ever gets charged for it, right? It's
Right.
not a thing anymore.
Correct.
It's like you can't walk a
Unless you're in
horse
the
down the
army,
street in
that's
Austin,
definitely a no
Texas.
no.
Or there's like a whole bunch of like dumb archaic laws in the United States. One of my favorite things to read about. Like you can't put a mask on a horse in Austin, Texas, or something like that. It's really strange. But why are people losing their jobs? It
Yeah,
has
people lose
nothing to
livelihood.
do with their home life. I mean,
I
I get
agree.
it. It's a reflection of the company. Okay,
Yeah.
like when you're a public reflection of a company, but if he's making good content at Rooster Teeth, who fucking cares, right?
Yeah. No.
Who was who was the dude that killed all the dogs for the Eagles?
You mean Mike Vick?
Yeah, Mike Vick, right?
Yeah.
Mike Vick did one of the most unspeakable acts of Western culture today, right?
Yeah. That's very
Assaulting
frowned
animals,
upon. Yeah. We don't like.
abused animals. We don't fuck with that.
No.
No one is like, but guess what? Mike Vick went back to the fucking playing football because he's a hell of a.
He comments on TV now.
What was he, running back?
Quarterback.
He was a hell of a quarterback.
Yeah.
Sorry, my apologies. I don't know football.
It's okay.
But my thing is like he wasn't on the Eagles because he was a good person. No
No.
one ever considered that, right? I don't assume that any of these motherfuckers are good people.
No.
I don't I don't look at Adam Kovic and be like, you know what? That's a dude that goes to orphanages on Saturday. I'm not
Right.
gonna assume that from any fucking of these Californian social media influencers. Sorry, I interrupted your story because it pissed me off. Go ahead.
No, you're good. So more stuff came out. I guess about him and like stuff he was like do or stuff he was saying. Basically, it was like he was like just a sexually harassing asshole, and my issue with
Well,
it is
now
like,
it's a different story, right?
yeah, my issue with it is it's like I don't know, like I don't know at what point, like what's the barometer here, like so like remember how like last episode we talked about like extremes and like we're just kind of like, well, like it's either this or it's this, and so this is coming out now, and like I just feel like the timing of it is like just brutal because he just recently, maybe like a year ago, came out with a new podcast and a YouTube channel, and I just feel like now it's like this stuff. If this was all true, like why didn't this come out when he literally had his fall from grace? Like why didn't this come out? Like, and if more, and it's from the way that Reddit thread reads, like multiple people knew about it. Like like it was something that was like ongoing and known about. So like all of a sudden, like now it comes out. Like at what point are people, regardless of whether they make mistakes or not, like he didn't commit a crime, but like at what point are people allowed to move forward?
Hmm. I don't know. Like, what level of sexual harassment are we talking about here? Is it are they claiming like he grabbed their ass
No,
at
just
the
like
workplace,
making
or that like
passes, like hang on, let me pull it up.
because I'll be honest, unless it's repeated and unwarranted, I don't consider flirting sexual harassment. I think it's ridiculous that it does.
Let me pull it up here because
And like obviously there's a line to that, but
yeah, like
like
it's
I'm not gonna walk up to the nearest girl at work and be like, "You want to fuck?"
yeah.
But like you can still flirt with people. Like it's okay. That's how our society works. That's how we create relationships, and you let people know you're interested. It's
So I guess um here's a tweet from Bruce Green that like is kind of addressing the harassment. So, hey, all. First of all, I want to thank Misty for speaking up about this. I can only speak my experiences over with Adam over the years, but I am incredibly sorry she had to go through any of this. I did not know Adam was reported to HR at Machinima, and I started working closely with Adam in 2013 at Machinima, and I was at middle management, so I was never privy to these reports. In 2019, I was alerted to Adam Kovic's 20 or in 2019 at Rooster Teeth, I was alerted to Adam Kovic's incredibly inappropriate behavior, and I reported it to HR and asked HR to fire Adam, and was laughed off the phone by HR. I then left Rooster Teeth because nothing was done about it, which is what I told them in my exit interview. I echo what James said. What and when we knew is different to certain members of our team, but the oldest incident of any of us were aware of was referenced by Autumn. None of us worked to protect him. Rooster Teeth HR failed each and every one of us. So that's them responding to Misty Dawn, who comes out with these allegations. So here is the story altogether. So buckle in, buddy. You ready?
yep,
All right. So here's the story altogether. I was signed to Machinima in 2011 through 2012, and I was contacted online and asked to come into the West Hollywood office for a meeting about becoming a director slash partner with my YouTube channel. I ended up voicing Nina in Sanity Not Included and hosted various other streams, convention coverage, and interviews. Kovic was in that first meeting. I met everyone. About 6 people. Machinima was new. They seemed nice. Adam was flirty, and I thought he was cute. I had no idea he was in a relationship. I was 23, 24 at the time, so he started emailing me about coming to First Fridays, which was a drinking meet and greet for everyone at Machinima. I came to most Fridays, and he would come to my car. He would come to my car to make out, which led to more. I was not an in-office employee. I was a talent and had a different contract, so typical work relationship issues weren't visible. Then I'm at the Inside Gaming Awards, and I found out not only is he not single, he has been with somebody for years, and I decided to cut him off. I knew plenty of others in the office, so I came in when booked to host or etc. One PAX in Boston, Adam showed up to my hotel room begging for attention. I refused. This was about 2 years after I stopped speaking to him. As recent as 2018, he followed me around E3, party to party. At the three block dot party, I just had it. I stood in the corner of the outside area with my friends and hoped he would get a point. One, a former female Machinima employee as well. Let's call her Jane. Her boyfriend ended up yelling at Adam to leave me alone. He responded so did you mean to unfollow me? He then emailed me through his Rooster Teeth email trying to book me for makeup work over and over. I eventually told my now husband the whole story, E3, the years of it. Emailed Adam to his Rooster Teeth email to leave me alone. I'll keep names different as it is their choice to be public or not. So one of my best friends was a writer for Machinima before she moved on to IGN. Uh, she had many issues with Adam, and he was turned into HR at Machinima. Nothing was ever done. He was reported more than once. Then the mass exodus of Inside Gaming happened. About 6 months into that, I had a few friends leaving who were off-camera work departments for Rooster Teeth and were Machinima alumni as well. I became closer with the couple of sales team members at RT, and we told them, the senior level manager above Adam, many times about Adam's behavior and to watch out. After that, I had a former co-worker from a different office start at Rooster Teeth in mid 2020. I warned her about Adam, and she said a few others in the office did as well. I personally told Greg, again coming to him in the sense that it would make an expensive PR mistake to keep letting Adam slide. Abby also expressed concerns to her new boss not only about his behaviors, that his voiceover in videos was vulgar and not appropriate for the platform. We all know how people talk in live gaming, but it's different when you're selling ads to make it profitable. His boss was informed that his content has some issues and of the rumors, and Greg did nothing about it. 6 months later, the infamous Google Drive was released, and instead of preparing, they just milked the profits from Adam's content and acted shocked about something everyone knew. This behavior isn't new. It's just in public now, and we no longer turn a blind eye to this. The gaming industry mentality in the 2010s really sucked my love of gaming. These behaviors from many was not known, but willingly looked over from time and time again. So, hearing all that, thoughts?
I don't. So when we break down his offenses here,
Yeah,
okay, I'm trying to.
like he didn't do anything
So
illegal.
so in 2012, she cut him off.
Yeah,
2 years later, he shows up in Boston at her hotel room to to she says begging for attention. Okay.
which again is
What do you mean begging for attention?
right.
Is it
Like,
did he show up like see, this is the difference. Like there's nuance that's not there. I don't know Adam Kovac. I don't know Adam Kovac. I don't know jack shit about this whole situation. I don't know about the infamous Google Drive. All I know is from what you've told me, right?
yeah,
And then so that was 2014. 4 years later, he shows up at E3 following me around from party to party. So that sounds like stalking to me. And
yeah.
he got in trouble with Jane's boyfriend, yelling at Adam to leave me alone. He responded with, "So who did you mean to unfollow me?" This doesn't. This seems like. I mean, yeah, going after a girl that you guys broke up with 6 years ago is kind of odd. But I need more details to make a decision on this because, like I said, I don't know about the Google Drive. If something is extremely damning in that Google Drive, like let me look up Adam Kovac real quick. I don't know anything about his personality.
He's like a very like sarcastic and just like a kind of witty type person. Like that's how he was. Like he would always like say stupid jokes. Um, but yeah, like my thing is like when I read that, um, granted, like I would need to know like what his rebuttal would be to all this, and I don't know if like he's posted a rebuttal or anything like that. But I think the only thing that Adam Kovic is like really guilty of is kind of being a raging scumbag. Um, just
Okay, here we go. Out of the loop. Adam and Ryan both had sexual pictures and videos leaked onto the internet, accompanied by accusations that both men allegedly sent the pics and vids to fans. Well, see now that's a different story. But both did so without their wives' knowledge, so were cheating. Both sent them to minors. Another big part of the story. Both pressured young fans to send pictures in return. Okay, so now I'm getting a bigger picture of this.
yeah,
Both sent pictures to people who didn't receive them. There's a video of Adam and his wife having sex with the camera placed in such a position that people believe he took the video without her knowledge and consent, but nothing has been confirmed. Several of Adam's pictures were clearly taken in the Funhouse office. Another big thing. that I did not know. Taking pics in the workplace may be grounds for dismissal. Okay, so dude definitely deserve not to work at Rooster Teeth anymore. 100%.
Yeah.
Um, leaks reach Kiwi Farm, still no mention of minors. So it looks like I don't know where the minors thing
Yeah, like that's
came from.
right, because
As of
like
1010, no evidence of grooming by Adam has been shared, and the accusation regarding him and minors seem to have originated on and been limited to 4chan.
right, so that's like definitely hearsay, like non-substantiated. So
Okay, well, no, see, we're not done. We're not done.
okay,
Update 1. Someone has come forward claiming to have exchanged nudes with Orion over social media beginning when she was 17, though she admits she told him she was 18.
That-
Different. Very different. Okay, very
yeah,
different. Ryan, a big treat from Karma from. Oh man, this is fucking
yeah. This is
messy.
completely fucked. Like this was a whole
This is a
mess.
messy situation. But another fan has come forward with a story. She said she lost her virginity when she was underage, and he took the condom off halfway through without her consent. Includes chat logs and photos of a hotel room. But this is Ryan. This isn't Adam.
Yeah, that's the other guy from Rooster Teeth that got fired with him.
All starstruck Ryan fans, mostly virgins with mental health issues and insecurities. I don't. Oh God, this is because they're looping in Ryan and Adam, right?
Yeah,
It doesn't sound like he deserved to be fired for sure.
yeah,
Deserved to
yeah.
get fired.
I,
Deserved to get separated from Rooster Teeth. But I don't like how the initial answer is he may have sent pictures and encouraged minors because that's the biggest part of the story to me.
yeah, they're like making him
If they
out to be
were
like a fucking SO.
yeah, but if that's not true, then like the person who wrote this needs
Should be
to amend that. You can't just write that shit. I don't
right.
know.
You can't just say, like, yeah, fuck, this guy did this, and you're like, oh, whoa, wait a minute here.
This is too messy. This is too messy for me.
Yeah,
I
but these are the things that are going on in the gaming industry, man. That initial scandal was like 2 years ago, and like so now like it's back, and you're like, what the fuck? It's
but why did she come out with this?
I don't know. Like I mean, maybe there's probably a multitude of reasons. Like maybe she finally felt comfortable enough, or you know, whatever it is. It's just it's brutal because like now everything's like you got to question everything, and like I just feel like everyone is capable of just being a raging scumbag, and especially the men. It just seems like men in the
Man,
gaming
this
industry are
is rough,
fucking
dude. See, here there was
brutal.
one event, that changed my opinion on the situation forever. That no
Uh-huh.
one talks about in the gaming space, but absolutely happened. What was that chick? Oh, from Gamergate, Zoe Quinn.
Yeah.
Okay. Years later, after Gamergate with Zoe Quinn, she accused a former colleague of not just sexual harassment, but sexual abuse.
Mm-hmm.
And immediately the internet turned into savages as they do and jumped on him. Even his own family turned on him.
Yeah, that's
This
crazy.
alleged this dude killed himself.
Oh, for real.
This dude killed himself. She then went back and said that it was not true.
That's not okay.
That's not okay. She needs to be charged that she indirectly led this, at least manslaughter. She led this man to kill himself. And it was the saddest fucking thing, dude, because even after the dude died, his sister was like, "Oh, we don't we still believe you should believe all women and blah blah blah." Like not having his back at all. And I'm like, "No fucking wonder this guy killed himself." Because
Yeah,
he
like the
had
fucking his world
nobody.
turned on
He
him.
had absolutely nobody. And no one talks about that. Instead, what they want to talk about is how much of a hero Zoe Quinn is for surviving Gamergate. And I'm like, fuck Zoe Quinn. Zoe Quinn can jump off a fucking bridge. I don't give a single shit what happens to Zoe Quinn. I'm glad she faded into obscurity. She was exposed to be a fucking scam artist, and she wanted attention. So
Yeah,
you get shit like that, and when you make things public, and these and everyone that lives on social media now, right? That's their whole life. They get thousands and thousands of people screaming them down, sending them threatening messages. Like you, like this is a sticky situation, and I don't think people are understanding the consequences of their actions when they do stuff like this.
I agree.
I don't know what the answer is because if a dude like Adam Kovic is following you around and sexually harassing you, forever, you need to call him out 100%. Just like I said, Amouranth needed to call her husband out. But like some of this stuff is like private stuff that should have stayed private.
Yeah, I
And
agree.
and I don't know what the answer is. I don't know where the line is drawn because there's there's no individual thought with these mobs. It's like you never see anyone being like, let's get the other side of this first. It's always an immediate attack.
Yeah, and
You know,
yeah, we're too quick
it's
to
it's
that.
insane. It's insane, dude. And I mean, dude, look at what happened to our boy Colin Moriarty.
Yeah,
He got he got stabbed in the back and attacked, and he still gets attacked for
and his own boys turned on him.
a fucking single tweet that was hashtag
A day without a woman.
a
Yeah,
day
that's
without a
awful.
woman. Peace and quiet, dude. What the fuck is going on out here? You
Yeah,
can't do it. Like, and over time, dude, I'm starting to as I get older, I'm starting to see how scary mob mentality is.
yeah,
Right?
it's brutal.
Because it's not just something that happens online. Like you see this shit every time there's crowds of people, and people realize that they can get away with pretty much anything when they're in a crowd, right? The
Hmm.
people that stormed the Capitol building
Yeah,
deserve to get arrested and charged. The
yeah, I agree.
people that burnt down buildings during the Black Lives Matter riots in what was that 2020, they all deserve to get charged too. But they're never going to because they were part of a mob, and it's like that's
Yeah,
why they
like
do it. And there's really fascinating psychological studies about mob mentality, and we're seeing that now in an online space because they people just want to pile on and be part of the group. It's very strange. Humans are very strange.
yeah, yeah. Once we see we can be a part of a group, we're like, oh yeah, fuck yeah, woo, let's get in there.
Yeah, I think it takes special people to be like, what are we doing? Because it seems like the majority of people are totally fine just jumping into a mob.
Yeah, and it's completely like you're completely right. It's like so fucking scary that like so easily like it's like as humans we're like drawn to do that. Cat, why
Yeah,
are you?
and but like you have to set a standard for yourself, right? Like sort of like Colin did, where Colin's like, no, I'm not going away.
Right?
No,
Yeah.
none of this about me is true, right? You have to stick up for yourself. Too many times
Too many guys.
these
Yeah, guys like relent, and they shouldn't.
these people cave and they apologize for stuff that they never should have had to apologize for.
Right. I agree, man.
Um, and then it's over for them. Their careers are ruined. They're never the same. But then you
Mhm.
see guys that are able to bounce back because they just said "fuck off." You know,
Yeah, it's like if you tell the mob to go fuck themselves, they're like, oh,
yeah,
okay.
like that's essentially what J.K. Rowling's doing right now, right? Like
Yeah, she's
J.K.
like, yeah,
Rowling's
nah.
like, "Go fuck yourself." Actually, like stuff like that is what I think you need to do in order to defend yourself against it because these people live on social media. Their whole lives are on social media. And if you just go, fuck off, they can't do anything, right? Because if you don't care about social media, they lose all their power.
Yeah,
Because let's be honest, this podcast could blow up
yeah.
at a certain point, right? And if we went viral talking about this, they would come after us.
And I welcome it. I welcome the
Yeah,
smoke
right.
because I mean,
I like, dude.
like
I
gonna
just
tell me
saw
what I'm gonna say and what I can't say and the
I
fucking
just
yeah,
saw Adam Sessler threatening to beat people up again on Twitter over the
love
whole
it.
G4 thing, and I'm like, any day, Any day of the week, Adam. Like, I'll take you on. I am in one of the fattest shapes of my life. Like I said before, give me a reason to get in shape. Your
Yeah,
fucking 50-year-old ass is going down.
was he really threatening to beat people up? Like that's
Yeah, dude.
insanity
Like
to me.
he was like he was starting to like he said I believe in the quote was bust your ass, but you live too far away or something like that. And I'm like, dude's unhinged. Dude
I
is
would want
completely
nothing
unhinged.
more than for fucking someone that like for Adam Sessler to like literally threaten to beat my ass. I'm like, dude, yeah, okay.
I'm like, I'm like, no, that can't happen because you're supposed to threaten to beat my ass. Pedro doesn't get all the fun here.
Right. I would like that would make my day because like it'd be so funny. Like, because like think about the context of like. So say I'm so mad I tweet somebody that I'm gonna like that I'm never gonna see in my life that I'm gonna beat the shit out of them. Like, oh, okay, bud.
Dude, there was this guy. I think his name is Nate Robinson, who I know is a basketball player. I think right.
Yeah, he got his ass beat by Logan Paul, and it was pretty embarrassing.
Different person. Game journal. I think he works for Kotaku. Yes. No. I don't know. Nate Robinson. I think that's it. I think this is the guy. He works for Epic Games. I don't know. His name is Nathan something. He was a actually mid low tier game journalist, right?
Uh-huh.
And he's always got some shit to say. And he was like, dude, and this guy, for frame of reference, is like 5'8", buck 30, right? He was like, he went on Twitter and was like, the problem with the game industry today is because not enough people are getting punched in the mouth. Some of these motherfuckers better hope I don't see them at an event. And
Oh, whoa!
I'm like, hey, bud.
I'll see you at an event.
Yeah. Like, come on.
Yeah, that's a little crazy.
Ridiculous. Yeah. Stuff like that. It's crazy, man. Absolutely crazy. And then we got the situation with G4 breaking down.
Yeah, how about that? Like, isn't
I
that
don't
fucking wild? I mean, I don't think it's that wild, but it's definitely a little sad.
um I I don't know how I feel about what's your take on it? Do you really think Frosk is the it's Nathan Grayson, by the way, not Nathan Robinson. Do you really think Frosk is the reason that they shut down?
I don't know who Frosk is. What's Frosk?
Frosk was the person who did the sexism in gaming rant.
Oh,
And and a lot of people are pointing to her rant about, hey, if you don't like it, have you seen the rant?
no, I don't. I don't know. I know nothing about this. Right? Educate me, my friend.
So basically, in the 1X play, she went off the script and had her own segment, a rant about sexism in gaming, and she was saying that I forget you would have to I would have to look up a quote, but essentially she was like attacking the viewers. She said, and which I agree with, that she's not there for you to jerk off about, and how Olivia Munn and Morgan Webb weren't there for you to be eye candy, which is actually not true at all. Especially in the case of Olivia Munn. I mean, let's be honest. And dude, fucking Attack of the Show hired a Playboy model after Olivia Munn. Sarah, I can't remember her name. She's one of she's like one of the most famous Playboy models of all time.
Yeah.
But and she was talking about how sexism in gaming, and then she was like very aggressive towards the fan base, right? Like extremely aggressive. And essentially she ended it with being like, this is the new direction we're going, and if you don't like it, don't watch. And it turned a lot of people off because they were like, all right, well, fine. We don't have to. We were here for nostalgia. This isn't for us anyway.
So we're
Because
out.
it's nothing like it used to be. So we're out. And essentially, a lot of people are pointing to that as the downfall of G4.
Well,
I
yeah,
don't
when you
necessarily
tell like
agree with
viewers
it,
to like
but
fuck off, they're like, well, all right.
I think the downfall, because dude, they immediately, the one thing I will say is their numbers must have dropped off a cliff, because immediately, like 3 weeks later, they had Amaranth jumping into a pool of putting, like in a bikini. Like they did a
Like, we
complete
need some help.
180. Yeah, they did a complete 180 very quickly.
We need some help. Take your
Um,
clothes off.
yeah, essentially, that's essentially how it went, because they must have saw like a drastic viewership drop after that. What I will say is that I don't necessarily think that's what killed it. I think a combination of unlikable hosts, um, Adam Sessler for some reason being allowed to host from a remote location.
Yeah,
Um,
what was that about?
it I don't know, him being too much of a dumb fuck to want to leave his house. Um, the vibe was completely different from the old G4, which is what everyone wanted. They wanted the old G4, right? Um, and I don't know, man. They didn't pull off what made the old G4 great, which was like this fun, cool place to watch. People talk about video games. Instead, it was a very not millennial, like Gen Z is what the description I'm thinking of.
Yeah,
Gen Z focused, um, trend hopping nonsense that you see from anywhere else.
yeah, and it sucks because I feel like G4, like it coming back, shouldn't have been like a shit show. Like it, like I feel like that's something that like we didn't need to get wrong. Like you ever kind of like wonder when somebody doesn't read the room.
Hmm.
Like I feel like that's exactly what happened with G4. Like all we wanted was Attack on the Show and X Play. Attack on the Show and X Play. That's all we wanted. Like that, we weren't gonna come to you for fucking like. No offense to whoever the Black Hokage is, but like, I don't give a flying fuck about what you say. Like I'm not, I get you want to push new talent and you know draw viewers because I'm assuming he had a fan base, but like, yeah, no, like, I didn't care about that. The only thing I cared about was X Play, which was Morgan Webb there. I don't remember her coming back. Did she come back?
No,
Yeah. So
she was
so
there
that
for like the reunion episode before the channel came back officially, but so was Olivia Munn, and I think Kristen Holt was there too. None of them ever came back in any sort of real capacity.
yeah. So I'm just kind of like, well, what the fuck, guys? Like this isn't really what we wanted. So I don't know. Like I always thought like that. It was like they resurrected a corpse and were like, "Yeah, I love this,"
Yeah,
and we're like,
I
no."
I loved the old G4, right, and it's a very special place in my heart
Yeah,
about the old G4. Um, but that is a point in time, and they killed G4 when when they didn't have to, because they didn't think it was going to be a long term thing, which I understand. And the void was filled with guys like the podcast Beyond Crew, right? Guys like um, the Giant Bombcast, guys that eventually became the next Adam Sesslers, Morgan Webbs, Kevin Pereira's,
yeah,
and that's why I think we have guys like Greg Miller and Colin Moriarty and the Kind of Funny guys, because they carried on that torch. I remember when Kind of Funny covered E3 for the first time on GameSpot TV. That felt like the old G4 coverage of E3.
yeah. I agree with you there.
That was awesome. But
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's just, like I said, it's just like this weird time in the gaming industry. Um, and I've said that a couple times where I just feel like just it's. I know like it's a very new industry, like it's almost like the wild wild west, but like there are just certain things that like we got to start like paying attention to the trends here. Like how many times are we gonna have like basically entire channels just collapse and mob mentality, scandals. Like I just feel like there's no like what's the standard? Like what's the culture? You know what I mean?
yeah,
At what point Yeah, just I don't know. Like, at what point are there is just certain things just become unacceptable?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know, but what I
So
will
I
say,
don't know.
yeah, I think we've covered
Yeah.
culture in the gaming space pretty good this episode.
Yeah, no, it's definitely been a good discussion. Before we get wrapped up, was there anything else you needed to get off your chest there, friend?
Real estate agents need to lose their jobs.
Yeah. Here's one last thing I need to get off my chest, right?
Okay, yeah.
Is you ever get like you ever get like an email? I don't because I don't know if your job they necessarily you get emails or not. Like I don't really know what you do, but like I know what you do, but like I don't know like your day to day. But like I get emails at my place and somebody who I don't know, right?
Hmm.
Because I submitted a report and I guess I didn't annotate something the way they wanted or whatever it was. And so I go and speak to the individual that I need to go speak to, and he starts the conversation off with, "Hey, buddy." And
Very aggressive.
yeah, like and that's what I was talking to some of my coworkers about today. I'm like, you ever notice that like that is not a friendly term where someone goes, "Hey,
It
buddy,"
depends though. If they're really your buddy, it is a
say
friendly
that.
term. You
Yeah,
know,
but like you
but
and I,
like,
like, we'll go, "Hey, bud," or "What's up?" You know what I mean? Like,
buddy,
but
and I
imagine
feel
if
like I
like
say buddy.
do you? Yeah,
I
I don't know if
yeah,
I
I'd be
could
like, thanks,
picked up
buddy.
on it.
You know,
Yeah, okay, that makes
what's up,
sense.
buddy?
But like, so imagine if like one of your employees came up to you and was like, "Hey, buddy," and then told you about something negative. Like, how would you react to that? Like, "Hey, buddy, you didn't. I noticed you didn't do this right, or whatever it was."
Yeah, like in that context, hey, buddy is extremely aggressive. Like that, now all of a sudden I'm in a fight or flight mode.
Yeah. So for all you people out there, especially you youngins that are joining the workforce and all that, learn fucking manners. Like when
Yeah,
you are going to do
goddamn
something or
losers.
goddamn losers. When you're gonna go do something, like freaking don't don't be rude to people. That's all I really have to say. Just don't be fucking rude. Like don't be a fucking asshole.
That's generally the vibe of our show, isn't it?
Yeah,
Like
don't be an
through this,
asshole. Yeah.
all these conversations, everything. That's the general vibe. Don't be a fucking asshole. And too many people have an issue doing that.
Honestly, it's a little scary to be honest with you. Like just
Yeah,
a little basic human decency, but that's a conversation we could definitely have another day. Because yeah, we'd be here all night. We'd be on hour two of the show,
yeah.
which I wish I could do a 2 hour show, but currently, we're on little
You're
time
currently driving
constraints.
your life away.
Yes, currently driving my life away. I spend my life on the road. I'm a road warrior, buddy.
That you are, my friend. That you are.
Uh,
Hey, real quick before we go, have you
yeah,
ever watched the original Mad Max?
no.
Sucks.
Oh, okay.
I wanted, I wanted, I wanted to watch Mad Max with Caitlin, right? And I was like, we'll start with the first one. The first one's great because in my mind, the first one was the second one because I hadn't seen him in so long.
Yeah,
However, the first one is like a really low budget nonsense movie,
yeah, it's
and
tough.
it's terrible. And she's like, I don't want to watch this anymore. I'm like, I understand,
Yeah, like, ugh.
but I don't have a reason to say that. That's
I
just
just,
I just wanted to get that off my chest.
I appreciate that. This is a safe space for you to get things
Yeah,
like that off your chest.
yeah,
So with that being said, we're gonna go ahead and wrap up. I think it's been a great show, buddy. Um,
I agree.
listeners, please make sure you like and comment on our not like subscribe to. I keep saying like. I don't know why I keep saying that. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Give us a follow on the and a like on Facebook. Give us a follow on the gram. Again, that's alpha_nerds_prime. We recently had a listener give us a shout out on Twitter, which was really nice. So shout out to you, brother. Appreciate that. Um, and yeah, so when in doubt, you know, as we usually say, square up, throw down.
That's right.